Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Reddit story is not just creepy. It's the kind of story that slowly gets under your skin. Like, at first you're reading it thinking, okay, this is weird, but whatever. And then one small thing happens, then another. And suddenly you realize this isn't just some random coincidence. This is one of those posts where you can feel something is wrong even before anything truly scary happens. So yeah, take a deep breath and let's get it.
After my girlfriend passed, something else came back.
I haven't gotten used to living by myself, though it's been 5 months since the accident. My girlfriend passed due to a drunk driver hitting her head on. That day broke something inside me. I feel empty, like everything that made me who I am was sucked out of me in an instant. The apartment is a mess. The sink is full of dishes, bags from fast food places scattered around. The shelves had a thick layer of dust. I haven't opened the windows in months. I've barely eaten anything, and I got addicted to alcohol. I know it's not the best way to deal with the emptiness I feel, and it's the one that works. Her clothes are still hung up in our closet. Her books are neatly aligned in our bookshelf, and I haven't taken down the pictures of us around the house. I haven't opened the windows in about a month. I tell myself it's just to keep the noise of the busy city streets quiet, but I know that's not why I keep them closed. My apartment feels like it's watching me, like it's a living creature constantly breathing down my neck, learning me. After I closed the windows, strange things started to happen in my apartment. The first strange event happened the day I started to leave them closed. I was sitting on the couch, mindlessly watching sports, when I smelled her perfume from our room. I got up and checked it out, and her perfume had moved from the bathroom to the bedroom. I didn't think too much of it. Maybe I moved it and accidentally sprayed some on my way back to the room and just didn't remember. But I did feel the weight weighing my heart down increase. I didn't have any friends or close family I could talk to about my feelings. I tried talking to my dad, but all he told me was, don't cry over some stupid girl. The day after that, I thought about going out for a walk, but decided against it. I probably looked like I just stepped out of a coffin. I was just about to grab another drink when I heard the shower running. When was the last time I had showered? At least 2 months at this point. I didn't have plans to go out, so I haven't. I know that's what I'm telling myself, and it's really because I haven't been able to get myself to. I stumbled over to the bathroom, being half drunk already, and turned the shower off. I walked back to the kitchen, and my drink, a beer, was shattered on the floor. I probably dropped it by mistake. Not feeling motivated enough to clean it, I made my way to the couch and practically fell onto it, the matted fabric being my pillow for months, and fell asleep. I don't know what woke me up, but I know I was sitting up before I realized I was awake. Rubbing the sleep out of my eyes, I glanced at the time, 2:23 a.m. I lay back down to go to sleep when I heard footsteps in the hallway near our bedroom. I sat up, still half asleep, not caring enough if someone had broken in. Hello? I called out groggily, my voice raspy due to disuse. The footsteps stopped for a second before walking back towards the living room, slow and deliberate, like whoever this person is was still trying to pretend they weren't caught. Suddenly, one of the pictures of me and my girlfriend suddenly fell off the wall and the frame shattered. I let out a cry and rushed over as fast as I could in my half-awake state. With shaking hands and avoiding the glass pieces, I picked up the picture and flipped it over. Her face was blurred, like she wasn't in the picture. Later that morning, I decided to clean up the broken frame and throw it away, and I ended up cleaning up the broken beer bottle from the other night. After I was done cleaning up the messes, I grabbed her favorite mug and filled it with water, the first water I've drank in a couple months. It was heavenly. What was causing the random surge of motivation, I didn't know, but I admit it felt nice. I set the mug down, and it was immediately sent flying off the table, shattering it. Audrey? I asked, my voice shaking. I walked slowly over to the shattered pieces and picked them up slowly, trying to reform it, but I didn't succeed. I eventually left the shards on the table and dragged myself into the bathroom, where I finally looked at myself again after about a month.
My hair was an absolute greasy mess. My beard and mustache have overgrown, but I'm scared to touch a razor. My face was shallow and cold, my eyes bloodshot and heavy bags under them. I let out a dry laugh at my appearance. God, you look stupid, I grumbled to myself, then glanced at the shower. It's been a couple months, and I finally felt like I could get myself too, so I went to our closet to grab a fresh pair of clothes, only to see some of her shirts missing. I probably misplaced them, I tell myself as I struggle with clothes. After finally getting a pair, I walk back to the bathroom and turn the shower on, letting the hot water steam up my bathroom. The water felt so nice on my skin, and getting the grease out of my hair was the best feeling I felt for months. The feeling of fresh clothes on my body was great as well. After this moment, the strange events stopped happening for a while, and I was getting better. I was slowly eating more and eating better. I was able to sleep in my bed again, though I did still occasionally look at the indent where Audrey used to sleep. I still miss her, but it feels like I'm moving on. Until I relapsed. I had stopped drinking during my little self-recovery moment, and a couple of drinks is what it took to spiral back into myself. That night I spiraled, the worst of the events happened. I had fallen asleep on the couch again and was woken up by my phone alarm blaring in my ear. Startled, I was awake enough to not pass out again. I sat up for a moment to stretch before I saw it. This creature standing in my living room doorway. It was hard to see its features properly in the dark, but it was tall. Its limbs seemed to bend the wrong way. It seemed to be bony and elongated. I let out a horrified scream, and the creature retreated into the shadows. After that, the events started again, but more intense. My lights would flicker, the cabinet doors would slam open, I would hear whispers in the walls, Audrey's possessions would vanish or be relocated, and her perfume was always lingering in the air. I couldn't take it. I tried to drink it away, but no matter how hard I tried, it got worse. I'd see the entity in the dark, watching me. It all stopped when I was at rock bottom. I hadn't eaten in a week, I hadn't slept, and I was paranoid as hell. It was about 1:54 p.m., the same time I got the call Audrey died. The creature showed up again, leaning around a corner. I could see it better this time. It had a skeletal frame, its skin stretched over its body like plastic. I could see its ribs and its chest, but its face was the worst part. It was featureless, besides a dent where a mouth would be. "What do you want from me?" I asked, accepting whatever its plan is. It walks over to me, its flesh making this awful, squishy, wet sound, and it reaches a hand out and puts a finger on my chest where my heart should be. I feel a sudden pain. Not a sharp pain, the pain of loss, grief, everything I've been holding in all this time. I feel the tear on my face before I realize what's happening. I bury my face into my hands, bawling my eyes out, finally allowing myself to accept she's gone. After that, the events stopped, and I finally got my life together. I moved out, got away from alcohol, and actually got a small friend group. I haven't told anyone about my experience. I think that's only meant for me to know.
Alright, so yeah, that story was honestly heavy. Not just scary, but the kind of scary that feels real. And I think what makes it worse is the fact that sometimes the scariest thing isn't the entity, it's what grief does to a person when they're completely alone. But I'm glad he made it out of that place, and I'm glad he finally started getting his life back together. So yeah, let me know what you guys think that thing was. Do you think it was actually something paranormal, or do you think it was grief taking a form? Either way, that apartment was not empty. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe, because I post more Reddit stories like this all the time.